Alright, welcome back to another episode of All the Shiny Watercolors. We are testing some watercolor supplies out just so we can see what they look like. And so I'm going to do a multi-group photo of watercolors. That's a clean side. So what I mean by that is that I have been wanting to test this out. I bought this when it was on sale for like $5 or $6 or something months ago, and now it's back up to 20 bucks a thing. I really want to collect the whole series because I first started with the gold and I was super impressed with the gold Kuretake Tambi colors. These are Japanese watercolors. They're a little more opaque than American or European watercolors, but they are beautiful. Our art teacher, member, mentor person also recommended I get this ArtGraf watercolor stuff, and I'm not going to test ink today. I am also going to show what these water-soluble graphite pencils also look like. I also have these watercolor pencils, but since they are Artist Loft, I cannot get them to work. I'm going to be replacing them, which I am super pissed at myself for buying these in the first place. Anyway, so let's get back to watercolor. This is just water, and so we are going to activate our paints. And then I'm going to find us a brush in the pile of never-ending stuff. And so I do have a direction I'm going with all these paints. I'm trying to find the right paint for the job, if that makes sense to other people. And we might as well. Somebody's meowing. We might as well dig out our watercolor paints. I have some paint drying over here. Oops, sorry. That's my alarm bell to tell me to go cook dinner. I think that brush is a little too big, but I can't find a smaller brush. And I don't know why, but I thought I had an in-between from this and the very tiny ones, but oh well. We'll just use this. Let's get some water with my skull decanter here. Beautiful. Move that up. I'm going to have to adjust this camera. I'm going to have to do it, but not today. So, there we go. We're almost out of these. I've been running out of these all day. So, I unfortunately cannot read Japanese, so I don't know what colors these are called. I will say these are very buttery, syrupy colors as paints go to work with. Oh, so beautiful. Look at that. Sure, if I turned it over, I could get some colors or get some names. But you can see they're far more opaque than American or European regular watercolors, traditional watercolors, I guess they call them. These are made generally for sumi-e and Japanese paintings, which are far different than how we use painting and traditional watercolor arts. I want to learn it, but I don't know if I have the right brushes, and I need to figure out if I need to get different brushes. And then I went to try to figure out which brushes I need, and they're all so expensive, and I don't know which one's the best or which one's the right one for sumi painting. I looked at some books and they're like, oh, well, just get you a good, decent quality brush. Okay, thanks. Which brand is that? I don't know. I see that Winsor Newton has one, so I'm probably going to buy that when it goes on sale next. But I had to buy an office chair, and the one I'm sitting on's pretty broken, and the other one's pretty broken. They're really old, and we got them used in the first place. So look at that. They're beautiful colors. My only problem is they're so opaque. But look how they just dissolve in water. Let's see if I can lift. What happens if I just lift? So you can lift them really well. They're not chalky at all, even though they're opaque. I just know I can make something beautiful with these. And while those are drying, I am going to get some art clips. Where did I do with them? I don't know what I did with them. So maybe, yeah, we'll forget that because I think I have to dig them out. I just organized everything and I think I left those downstairs. Not downstairs, but on the bookcase underneath the desk. The one problem I have with the ArtGraf is that it just, like, you could put water on there and then it immediately absorbs it. So, like, you can't, like, have a puddle of paint there. And it's super opaque as well. But look at that. Look at that beautiful color. Imagine the things you can shade with that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. As we now have completely black water over here. Which is hard to see because the thing's black, I know. Alrighty. So we're going to get the gold now. I absolutely adore this gold. Look at that. It is like working with liquid gold. And you can thin it out to make interference colors. But it is just happy to go on there opaque and thick. And you can layer it and it keeps layering these beautiful colors. Look how quickly that one dries though. Like, it's already done. Now, if we could just delicately use these. So there's actually only 3 pens here, so let me get these out and figure out which ones are which. We have dark, medium, light, medium. So we're going to do these dark, so we're going to start with dry, and then using a brush to wet it. And see, I don't see much of a difference, and I'm using the same pressure. I am just letting the brush, the pencil rest against the thing. I'm putting 0 pressure on it. And see how you don't notice a difference? And I'm just going to get some water and wet that. Then we're going to go for the dark wash this way. See how it just kind of melts into the paper? And I'm not putting any pressure on the pencil, it's just resting on my hand. And then I'm guiding my hand back and forth. I'm going to go medium wash. And then we're going to go light wash. And see how it melts into the paper as you draw? Because they are water-soluble pencils. It has to do with how they put the binding in there. Now that we've done it that way, we're going to grab this pen, or this brush, and we're going to paint these. And see how I say I don't notice a difference between a dark wash and a light wash in the pencils, even though they technically say that? I guess there's a slight difference, maybe. So the light wash is HB, medium wash 4B, and dark wash is 8B. But I don't notice a huge difference between them, so whatever, right? I'm just going to dump this out real quick. I had to check because I thought maybe I wasn't recording. Like, wait, did I press that button? Oops. Well, that's about to get hairy scary quick. Nice and clean, look at that. Except there. So we are going to pause while I hit this with a heat gun and dry it so you can see the beautiful colors. Alrighty, we are back. So now we're going to pull off the tape. It's not quite perfectly dry, but it's dry enough, right? Look at that. I just love these colors. So this is the Kuretake Tambi Graph Tint colors, and I know it's hard to tell because I'm not that great at making the colors ombre, but there you go. So, and there's no labels. There's absolutely, it's all in Japanese, so I can't tell you what colors these are. Like if we look at the edge, I cannot tell you what colors those are, sorry. Number 230, number 240, number 250, number 260, number 261, and number 270. So I'm guessing that 260 and 261, which would be these two colors, are close together on the wheel. I don't know, but I do have a plan for these. I plan for some very gothic paintings in the future. I want to get some Art Nouveau coloring books, transfer them to watercolor paper, and then paint them in gothic styles, and I think it would be lovely. So in our house, our child moved out when he was 18 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. His room still has been untouched. All his stuff is there, and I was waiting for my husband and him to make a decision of whether or not he was moving back in or if he would need to. And my husband decided that he needed to continue growing up and not move back in. And it was totally his decision, because it is my stepchild, and I basically was just the person who fed him and made sure he got home from school safe. So that was my entire job. He resents me for it, but I don't know. I love the kid. He didn't love me back. And I think that's typical of step-parents and stepchildren relationships. It's very rare for them to love each other. Anyway, back to my story. My husband decided it would be better if he went to live with his mom for a while, because he lived with us full time, and he would probably be better off over there since he seems to like it more there, even though he never chose to move there before. So now that room's there, and my husband was like, so now can you move your sewing room? And I was like, wait, what? He's like, I would like to repurpose this room to blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. So I have that whole room to clean out, and I've decided that that's why this is black. I've decided that I want to have a gothically themed sewing room, and I want to make my own artwork for in there, and I want to encompass the beautiful Art Nouveau and crows and blackness, and yeah. So that's why I got these colors, and I'm trying it's not the sole reason I'm painting, but that's why I'm gearing towards these colors. And I think we could do something fantastic with them. Anyway, I did start out with this one, and you can see, and if you let it sit there or you scrub the pan a lot, what will happen is you will get a very thick, very rich, vibrant gold, and not an interference color. You can see where I washed it a little bit, where it has a little more interference, but this is a solid opaque gold. You can see where the ArtGraf, and once again, this isn't so much a paint as it is actual graphite, watercolor graphite, as you can see there. It absorbs water like nothing, so I can actually feel the water I added to it. The pan's nice and heavy and cold now, but it just soaks up water, so it's not that hard to paint with. I would advise using just a wet brush, otherwise you get too much paint. And these are the Derwent Graphite water-soluble pencils. I want to get the, like I said before, I got these Artist Loft before I started painting with money my mom sent me, and I am not pleased with them, but in the next video we will test them anyway. And then I'm going to save up and get some Derwent pencils, a nice big set of Derwent pencils. Anyway, that's it for the video today. You have way more information about me than you probably wanted, but anyway, have a great day. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos, and take care.